Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm 45 now, yeah. Alright, yeah, we just hit 45 recently, and we're continuing our main story quest. We've got to get back, Amphilia and Papalimo soon-ish. Casing the castrum.
The rescue of our allies will be no small undertaking, Joseph. Even under normal circumstances, breaching the defenses of an imperial castrum would be a highly dangerous proposition. But now that Castrum Sentry houses prisoners whom the Galleons deem valuable, we may be confident that they have taken additional measures to ensure the stronghold's security. If we are to free our friends, we will require an effective strategy. And if we are to formulate an effective strategy, we will require intelligence. I believe I know a man who may be able to assist us in this, Lord Portelaine of House Durandare. He is stationed at the Observatorium in Coerthas. Let us go to him, and beseech his aid.
Okay. Orthus. We need to go over here also, so let's go. Good one.
Ah, Joseph, the man who unmasked the heretic in our midst. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? You are an associate of Y'shtola? But of course. Lord Drillamont confided to me that you were a scion of the Seventh Dawn.
Correctamundo.
Castrum Sentry? What interest have you all in the Imperials?
They hold several of our number, whom we intend to free. Any information you can provide would be greatly appreciated.
I see. That might explain our scouts' reports. They observed 4 prisoners being led into the castrum, a Hyuran woman, an Alazan man, and 2 Lalafels, 1 male, 1 female.
Oh, okay.
It's them. It has to be Minfilia, Urianja, Papalimo, and Totoro.
If that scant morsel is of use to you, you may also be interested to hear about a more recent incident.
Incident?
An Imperial airship made an emergency landing here in Coerthas not long ago. 2 men believed to be prisoners, a Roe Gadden and a Lalafell, were seen fleeing the craft.
Biggs
What
and
did you
Wedge.
say? a Roe Gadden and a Lalafell, Master Garland. Neither wore imperial dress, and both seemed disinclined to wait for rescue, hence our assumption that they were prisoners. Well, I'll be damned, it's Biggs and Wedge. Trust those two rascals to escape. We must find them, Joseph, and soon. The Imperials will not rest until they are captured or killed, and if Biggs were given the choice, I fear he'd take the latter. Freeing those held in Castrum Sentry will require substantial planning and preparation. As such, it is an endeavor that will admit some slight delay. The matter of the escapees, by contrast, will not. Shortly after the prisoners vacated the airship, our scouts observed Imperial troops setting off in pursuit. It is likely only a matter of time before they catch them. If you wish to see your comrades again, you had best act now.
If, as has been suggested, the Garleans took our fellow science prisoner in hopes of understanding the echo, it seems reasonable to assume that they will not be executed until such time as the study is complete. But Biggs and Wedge are not scions, nor do they know aught of the echo. As Lord Portelaine said, this may prove our only chance to rescue them. I say we seize it.
Thank you, everyone. You won't regret this.
Uh-oh. We're getting into the meat and potatoes of a realm reborn.
Final preparations are almost complete, my lord. There stands the culmination of 5 long years of painstaking work. But all our efforts will be vindicated when the Emperor's vision becomes reality. At last, we have the power to purge this land of its false gods. We shall give the ignorant children of Erzea the security and stability they so desperately crave, and which their spineless leaders have so palpably failed to provide. As you say, my lord. Rest assured, our engineers will not rest until the weapon is fully armed and operational. Right, Totten. You depart for Castrum Occidens at midnight. You will command the western front in Vilebrand. The Erzians will attempt to interfere with our plans. You will see that they do not. My lord, if this be your will, I shall carry it out to the best of my ability. I live only to serve the Empire. Yet, forgive my impudence, but is it proper to give command of half our forces to A? I have given you nothing, Prefectus. You have earned it. That will be all. Dismissed. Yes, my lord. My quarters, 1 hour.
Yay, kitty. Eyes on the Empire.
My purpose here is to reconnoiter Garlean activity along Abilavia's spine. Owing to this, I have the honor of being acquainted with Y'shtola. Now, the report of the Imperial airship's emergency landing came to us by way of Jamel Darkhold, situated to the west. Our man stationed at the entrance, a knight named Gryselt, may be able to tell you more. So as to expedite your mission, I shall furnish you with a letter of introduction. I pray that you will soon be reunited with your comrades. May the Fury grant you strength.
Over there, okay.
Hail, adventurer. Wait, do not tell me, Nedrick sent you. Tell me this, adventurer, do you know how the Orem Vale earned its most enticing name? Well, allow me to enlighten you. The cave is rich with sulfur and mithril or witch, through reactions with the groundwater, combined to exude golden-hued fumes. A beautiful sight, that is, until you realize the damn death clouds are burning your chest from within. If you still wish to take your life in your hands, I'll not be the one that stops you. But do try not to get killed, I've dragged enough corpses out of the Vale to last me a lifetime.
Definitely strength right here, right? There we go.
You stand before Jamail Darkhold, the subterranean fortress excavated by the great Ishgardian house of the same name. None but authorized personnel may enter. A letter from Lord Portelaine? So you have come about the Imperial airship. According to our scouts, the vessel had scarce touched the ground when a pair of men, captives, by all accounts, burst forth and bolted. Imperial soldiers have since been sighted in the area, seeking to recapture them. What? The captives are like to be your friends, you say? Then let us pray that they are yet a step ahead of their pursuers. The emergency landing reportedly took place near the Orem Vale, situated south and west of here. I suggest you take your search there. Seek out a knight named Pierre Emmons, he should be able to assist you.
Oh, where I just was. Nice.
The Imperial airship? I saw it approach to land with mine own two eyes. I hastened to the landing site, arriving just in time to see the vessel take to the skies again, but not before it had deployed a detachment of troops. Gruff orders were being barked, and there was an air of consternation about them.
Footprints in the snow.
There were prisoners aboard the airship, it seems, and they seized the opportunity to flee when the vessel was forced to land. The Garleans who were deployed formed search parties and proceeded to scour the wilderness. In order to alert our forces, I returned to my post to find evidence that someone had been here in my absence. Whoever they were, they tried the door to no avail, and decided to go elsewhere. In all, I marked 2 sets of footprints, one large and one small. If you search the area, mayhap you will be able to follow the prints to their owners. BRRR. So, CC cold. I want to go home. Ooh ah ah. Please don't eat me. I'm not nearly as succulent as I look. It's all skin and bones underneath, I swear. Joseph, it's you. Thank goodness you're here. It's been awful. The Garleans were snapping at our heels like a hungry pack of wolves. I was so hell's bent on evading them, I almost ran headlong into a monster's gaping maw, thrice. And when I finally found cover, it hit me how cold and hungry I was. Biggs? He isn't here. He went off in a different direction to lure our pursuers away. It's me, Sid. Have you had any success? Track down Wedge? That's wonderful news. Now, what of Biggs? I see. Well, it hardly surprises me that the big fellow went off as he did. For all the tongue lashings he gives Wedge, he's always taken care of him. I've scoured the area surrounding the Darkhold, but have nothing to show for it. At any rate, we know for a fact that Biggs headed west. With both Ida and Yshtala helping out, I'm sure he'll turn up soon. Now then, I'll make my way over to your position while keeping an eye out for Biggs. If memory serves, there should be an Ishgardian fortification not far to your west, Monument Tower, I believe it's called. Let us meet there. Dare I hope? Was that Master Garland you spoke with? After 5 long years. Thank goodness he's alive. I'm feeling better now, Joseph. Let's go to Monument Tower and wait for the chief to arrive.
Well met and welcome, adventurer. What brings you to this frozen corner of the realm? Oh, it would seem your companion has caught a chill. Come and warm yourself by the fire. I will bring you a hot broth. How are we feeling now, then? Stay here as long as you need. The same goes for you, friend. 'Tis plain you have a hard journey ahead of you. You must find rest when you can.
Which? Monumental hopes.
I'm fine now, thanks to you, but I can't bear to think that Biggs is still all alone in the cold, with Garleans on his heels. He lured the enemy away for my sake, and now he's suffering for it. I hate to have to rely on you again, Joseph, but do you think you could search for Biggs? I haven't the slightest notion where he might be at the moment, but maybe, just maybe, the people here have seen something.
A Rogadin gentleman dressed in the same manner as your companion? I'm sorry, but he did not come by here. Let me think a moment. I would not raise your hopes unduly, but there is a cave situated a short distance to the south. We call it the Fury's Gaze, and it may be worth the while to investigate. I make this suggestion only because your friend seems like a selfless sort. Rather than drawing the enemy to this tower, mayhap he elected to pass us by.
So we need to go on the backside.
Joseph, were you able to learn anything? Not in this area? Well, that stands to reason, I suppose, seeing as he was trying to lure the Garleans away from me. But where within this vast sea of snow and ice could he be?
Notorious pigs. Get it, Notorious B.I.G.
We can't give up, Joseph. We must find Biggs before he succumbs to the cold or is recaptured. There must be someone in this tower who can help us, even if it's only to tell us where else to look. Ask them for me. Ask anyone who will listen. And hurry. Biggs's chances of survival grow slimmer by the moment. Your friend is lost in the wilderness, you say? If he's not to be found around here or in the vicinity of the Darkhold, it is possible he made for Whitebrim. To reach it, one must travel through Danifan Pass, the southern end of which lies to the north and east of here. While I make no guarantee that your search will bear fruit, it is surely better than worrying in idleness. I wish you luck. Oh, and one more thing. Do tread warily when climbing the stairs here. Not a moon ago, I near broke my neck when I slipped and took a tumble.
Oh, damn. Oh, okay, it's up there. Oh no. I like that it put you at 1 HP. Here come the kickbots.
Our orders are to take you back, dead or alive. Which will it be, engineer? Why don't you come and find out, Tinhead?
Ah, Joseph, it is well that you are here. The situation is grave. Biggs is in a bad way. We need to do something, right now. Ida has the right of it. He will perish if we delay. With me.
He's not alone. Kill them all. How did you know where to find it? Hold your ground. Reinforcements are coming.
Never mind. I'll pound you all into the next Umbral era. Ida, less provoking and more time, if you would be so kind.
Vanguards, destroy them.
Joseph, stay close to Biggs. How many of them are there? More than a conducive to merriment, but next time, Ida, take care what you will find.
This is the last of them.
Nice.
My thanks. Another moment, and I would have.
He has been too long in the cold. We must find shelter for him. Monument Tower, you say? Very well, Ida and I shall bear him there with all haste. Sid will be so happy to see Biggs and Wedge again. Or, I love reunions.
Oh yeah, leveled up. Oh, too far down.
I cannot thank you enough, Joseph, and the same goes for the rest of you. Thank you all so much.
Oh, don't mention it. We are a family, are we not?
Well, yes. It's just, I didn't think I'd ever see him again. I owe the lot of you my life. And you saved Wedges too, Joseph. I'm losing count of how many I owe you. Biggs. Wedge. Gods, it's good to see the two of you again. Chief. It's you. It's really you. In our hearts, we knew you were still alive. But to finally see you in the flesh. When Alphanod told me of the raid on the Waking Sands, I feared the worst. What happened? The enemy struck with nary a warning. We didn't stand a chance. Wedge and I were in the workshop when they came. Before we knew what was happening, the Imperials had us at gunpoint.
It must have been awful. There's one thing I don't understand, though. How did the Galleons get there so fast? I mean, the immortal flames should have seen them coming, right? I myself have asked the same question. That day, when I returned to the carnage at the Waking Sands, I noted naught amiss in horizon, nothing at all to suggest the passing of an Imperial force. From this, I conclude that the Galleons came neither by land nor by air. Nay, they were born thereby. Potent teleportation magics of the kind used by the Askans.
Carry on. We were bound and blindfolded, and bundled into the cargo bay of a waiting airship. I can't rightly say how long we were aboard, but when the time came for us to disembark, we found ourselves in the midst of an Imperial stronghold, Castrum Sentry. Upon arrival, we were marched off into the main complex. Biggs and I were thrown into a detainment cell together, while Minfilia and the others were taken elsewhere. That was the last we heard from them. Castrum Sentry. What happened next? Well, we were held in isolation for what felt like years, but was probably moons, or maybe only weeks. And then, without warning, the Imperials collected the pair of us, and put us on another vessel, which we found out was bound for Garlemald, much to our dread. We knew that if we were taken back there, we weren't like to leave again. So, risky though it was, we sabotaged the ship's altitude control and thereby forced an emergency landing. And in the midst of the ensuing chaos, we managed to slip our captors. The rest, as they say, is history. Ha! If I didn't know better, I'd call that a likely story. Sabotaging the altitude controls of an airborne vessel? That will have been Biggs's handiwork, like as not. You always were resourceful in a tight spot, my friend. Joseph, thank you for returning my dear assistance to me. It would seem I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. There are still many questions in my mind, but the answers can wait. Minfilia and the others still want for rescue. Alright, you lot, Garland Ironworks is back in business. Let's go and give the Imperials what for. Hurrah!
We'll be right back. I'm back. Gotta get some laundry going. I'll come into my castrum.
Thanks to you, Biggs and Wedge are with us again. Now we must find a way to rescue Minfilia and the others. Gods know we've kept them waiting too long already. Based on what we've learned, I believe it's safe to say they're being held at Castrum Sentry. So let us convene at Revenant's Toll in Mordona. 'Tis as good a place as any to prepare, and better than most. The road leading east then south will get you there. When we arrive, let us seek the advice of the local adventurers. We're bound to learn a thing or two that will benefit our mission.
Mordona. Oh, that is it. Okay. Alright, first thing, the Aether Point. I want to go up here and talk to this dude. Self-improving man. Oh, it's the same as that other. Just go ahead and get this out of the way.
Let me tell you about Wiscard. Who is he? He is the first of a new breed, a category-defying adventuring trader. Think, daring do and can do cross-pollinating like giant bees. A trading adventurer, he is. Now, allow me to segue into the first person so we can get down to business. And that business is, you. And you, brother adventurer, are not looking so good.
What does that
In
mean?
fact, it hurts the entire adventurer brand to have you walking about looking the way you do. Oh, your equipment may be of good quality, but people expect flash. Romance. Sure, you might provide results, but check the trends, man, that doesn't sell. Now, I can help you. In fact, I'm probably the only person who can. For just a small service rendered, I can show you how to perform better, and, even more importantly, look better. So, does that sound like a path you might want to take? Of course it does, you're a keen sort of fellow. You can start by taking this leather bag to Rowena. Make sure to tell her it's from Wiscard, with much fondness.
Something from old Wiscard? And he winked at you, too. Gods, this should be rich. Well, let's have it, then. A leather bag? I was right, this is rich. That stinkin' sack of goo shite. You know what he sent? It's what he owes me, for all last moon. He wheedles and whines all the long day, but when it comes to actually getting something out of him, it's like pulling out Coel's teeth. You tell him I got a cure for what ails him. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, they say. Well, I'll do him the favor of seeing him sooner, all right, tell him this month's payment's due a week early. And a bit of advice for you, messenger boy, don't you be taken in by his peacocking. All his finery's just so much flim-flam. Pastes himself all with glamours like he's rolling a turd in emeralds.
No, don't say a word. That was amazing. Wiscard saw it all, heard it all. Ah, the unbridled hostility. Now there's a woman who understands how to stimulate latent potential. She lashes me with contempt while grinding a boot heel into my impudence, a mistress most cruel, the halone of my fever dreams. But enough about me, let's talk about you. Are you ready to perform better, and look better? Are you prepared to meet the new you, not tomorrow, but today? With a glamour prism, you can project the likeness of one object on another. A little practical magic, and the world sees you as you should be seen, in a better light. Now, I know what you're thinking. Shouldn't people respect you for who you are? Or, wouldn't they anyway, once they knew you? And I say, good luck. Who's going to want to take the time, unless you give them a reason to? But don't take my word for it. Now that you have a glamour prism of your own, see for yourself. The best minds in the arcane arts agree, 99 out of 100 prefer glamour.
Yay.
Glamour dressers in rooms are now available. You may use dressers to transform items into glamours and create ensembles for quick and easy use.
So transmogs, okay. Something I will probably never use. That's a disciple of the hand, okay.
Well met, friend. What brings you to Revenant's Toll? Did I hear you rightly? Your friends are being held captive at Castrum Sentry, and you want to rescue them? I don't mean to discourage you, but that might prove difficult. The stronghold has been on high alert of late, with armored patrols seen about the perimeter around the clock. Not even a fly could get within 100 yalms of the walls undetected.
If the Galleons were alerted to our coming, we cannot know what they will do to Minfilia and the others. We must act with the greatest stealth.
Aye, it has to be good old-fashioned infiltration.
But with security so tight, how are we going to smuggle ourselves in?
Why, I've a mind to walk through the front door.
Huh? The front door?
Aye, we'll disguise ourselves as Imperial troops and march right in. For this, we'll need a few sets of Imperial uniforms, a suit of Mahitech armor, and impeccable timing. Hey, that's a bold strategy, but it just might work. Where we are, there's certainly no shortage of opportunities to borrow the equipment. Knowing those Imperial bastards, they won't even suspect that we savage Erzians would think to use their technology. Then it's settled. If you're determined to go ahead with this, I'd recommend you speak with Glomont. The fellow's got a personal grudge against the Empire, and happens to know a deal about Castrum Sentry besides. I've no doubt that he'd want to be of aid.
Ida and I shall go to reconnoiter Galleon activity at the stronghold. It would not do if something were to befall our comrades before we had the chance to act. Come and join us when you're ready, Joseph. Let's do this. Sometimes I wonder, Ida, are there ever times when you are not enthused? I'm nothing if not enthused, Y'shtola. And you're beginning to remind me of Papillamo.
Okay. Glomont. On there. There's Glomont.
Looking for Glomont, are you? Well, you found him, whoever you are. Eh? You're looking to get inside Castrum Sentry, and you need my help? Hey, something tells me we're gonna get along just fine.
Getting even with Garlemald.
So you have friends at Castrum Sentry what want for rescue. That Slaffborn knows me too well. You can count on my help. I've got a score to settle with the Imperials, and I never pass on an opportunity to get back at the Horsens. But enough about me, let's talk strategy. Rescuing folk from captivity's right delicate business. A single oversight, just one little blunder, and it's all over. You can't leave any room for uncertainty. For starters, you need to confirm beyond the shadow of a doubt that your friends are where you think they are. You don't want to risk your neck only to discover they've been moved elsewhere. But how can you find out, you ask? By following these instructions. If you approach Sentry from the east, you'll see a swampland to your left called the Tangle. Get in there, never mind all the morbles, and navigate your way to the southwestern corner. You'll come upon some drainage pipes coming down from the stronghold. Don't ask me how I know, but one of them leads back up to the command tower. If you listen closely, might be as you can eavesdrop on some of the happenings within. Once we know for certain your friends are there, we'll move to the next stage of the operation. Now, get going, and Godspeed.
Alright. So we need to go this way. Castrum Sentry's over here. Which makes me think... Garlemald's up here then, right? It's got to be. He said to ignore the morble. There it is. Oh.
The faint sound of conversation echoes down the pipe. What of the captive? Does she still refuse to speak? She may as well be a deaf mute for all the information we've gotten out of her. The others aren't much better. The Alazan gets on my nerves most of all. Every time he opens his mouth, it's only to spout gibberish. I do wonder, why is the Tribunus so obsessed with this Minfilia woman? They say she possesses some mystical power. Something we Garleans don't have. Mystical power? Like the kind the beastmen use? How am I supposed to bloody know? If you're so curious, why don't you ask the Tribunus yourself? As well try to tumble her. I like my head where it is, thank you very much. Our break is over. Best we get back to our stations. The footfalls grow fainter until all is silent. "'Tis good to see you again, Joseph. I'm given to understand you have conducted some reconnaissance. Tell me, what were you able to learn?" "So Minfilia and the others are indeed at Castrum Sentry. Their presence thus confirmed, we may proceed with the mission. While you were afield, Sid took the liberty of devising a plan of action. Pray have the details from him." "Good work, Joseph. As Alphanod has already told you, we've plotted out a course for the rescue. The gist of it is unchanged. We disguise ourselves as Imperial soldiers and infiltrate the stronghold. Glamunt is looking into ways to procure a suit of Mahitech armor. In the meantime, I need your assistance for some preparation of my own. Minfilia and the others are counting on us, Joseph. Let's not keep them waiting any longer than necessary."
Drowning out the voices.
While Glamunt goes about devising his plan, we need to see to some preparation of our own. It wouldn't do if the Imperials were to discover that they're short in armor. To prevent this from happening, I'm going to put together a makeshift communications jamming device. The explanation is like to get a bit technical, so bear with me. Imperial forces communicate at a distance via electromagnetic waves. Simply put, voices are born upon etheric lightning energy that permeates the air. Now, the hill-sized cluster of corrupted crystals to the west has been observed to amplify the selfsame energy. By making use of this property, we should be able to drown out Imperial voices. To ensure that we have enough amplification, we must identify the most potent crystals among the cluster. For this, I need you to go there and use this device to take readings. I'll mark the likely places on your map. Oh, and just so you know, plasmoids are drawn to lightning energy. Don't be surprised if you run into a few.
Oh, it's up there. Okay. Let's see here.
You have the readings? Excellent. Here, let me see the numbers. Yes, 4 of these crystals should suit our purpose, though I pray that we won't have need of their power. My thanks, Joseph.
Acting the part.
Clean the wax out of your ears now, cause there's something I want you to do by way of preparation. The plan's to have you enter Castrum Sentry all decked out in Imperial duds, but a disguise is more than just the clothes you're wearing. You also gotta act the part. At the very least, you need to know how to perform a convincing Imperial salute. First impressions are everything, as they say. I could teach you the salute myself, of course, but it's best you learned it from the experts. So get yourself near as you dare to Castrum Sentry, and watch the Imperials doing what they do.
Where's oh, there it is. Oh.
Nothing to report, sir. We have received an anonymous warning that insurgent forces are near. We must redouble our vigilance. I shall recommend that patrols be increased.
What is Skywatcher?
A wise woman once said that she who does not pay heed to the skies will most surely get wet. Sound advice if you ask me. Would you like to hear what the skies tell us this fine day?
Oh, weather report. Nice.
So, did you manage to learn the Imperial salute? No, no, no. Best you don't demonstrate. I'm liable to fly into a rage and crack skulls. I'll just take your word for it. You have learned the emote Imperial salute.
Rest for conquest.
You are called Joseph Hendry, yes? I have heard of your plight from my friend Glomont. As a fellow adventurer and son of Erzia both, I would offer you my assistance. In order to infiltrate Castrum Sentry, you and your comrades must disguise yourselves as Imperial soldiers. The question is how to go about acquiring the uniforms and helms. There are places a man might purchase them, but individuals who deal in such wares are not the sort to whom you would entrust your secrets. It would be more prudent, I believe, to procure what you need via traditional means, from the bodies of their recently deceased owners. The fortified area before Castrum Sentry never lacks for Imperial patrols. It ought not take long to obtain 3 sets of gear, one for each member of the infiltration team, Biggs, Wedge, and yourself. When you have what you need, please return here and allow me to inspect the spoils.
So, same area again, yeah. Okay. Leave me alone, mud puppy. Okay. Oh, I bet the hop. No, there's different ones. There's 3 different ones I see. Hop, lock, and cohort. Oh, not cohort. It's secutor. There's a helmet.
Were you able to obtain 3 sets of Imperial equipment? Damaged, as I had suspected. In their present condition, I fear these uniforms and helms are like to draw suspicion. They must be repaired, if only superficially. Fortunately, the blacksmith Egenolf at the Diamond Forge in Rowena's House of Splendor should be able to hammer them into shape in no time. I've already sent word ahead, and have been assured that he is expecting you. Worry not, we have already impressed upon him the need for utmost secrecy as to the nature of your mission.
Nice, nice.
So you're the venturer Sark Malark sent, are ye? I've been waiting for ye. Now let's see what ye got for me. I see. Ah, yes, I reckon I can hammer these back into shape for ye. After all, I owe your friend Sark Malark a favor or two. Took good care of old Egenolf back in the days before I fell in with old Rowena, he did. Did ye know he's the son of one of the wealthiest families in the Sultanate? Wouldn't expect someone like that to end up in the life he did, but I suppose he always felt the venturer's life calling him. But here I go blabbering on when there's work to be done. Just hold your horse birds for a moment or two and the great Egenolf will have your gear looking good as new. And there we have it. Won't do ye much good in battle, mind ye, but from what I hear, that's not your priority anyhow. Do send Sark Malark my regards, will ye?
Nice. Who's he?
Have you had the uniforms and helms repaired? Yes, these will serve beautifully. The great Egenolf never fails to impress. The quality of these repairs would fool even a legatus. Thus equipped, you should not have any trouble blending in amongst Imperial forces. Lest you fear that the Garleans might detect your foreignness, foreigners in fact form the greater part of the Garlean invasion force in Erzea. You see, when the Empire subjugates new territory, it assimilates the people of that land into its armed forces. In turn, these conscripted forces are sent to subjugate faraway lands. In this way, Garlemald nips rebellion in the bud and expands its territory in one fell stroke. With that, my part in your mission is done. I am full glad to have been of assistance to your cause.
Why would I, a wealthy merchant, wish to help you?
I know not where you heard such a tale, but believe me when I say that I am but another humble adventurer, one who desires only to act in the best interests of the realm.
Fool me twice.
Good work getting them Imperial duds. You'll be pleased to hear I ain't been idle myself. It took me long enough, but I've finally hatched a plan to get us a suit of Mahitech armor. Now, from what I've seen, Castrum Sentry deploys a Reaper for most of its patrols. Trouble is, the patrols themselves are irregular, mean at random routes and random deployments, and hardly any of them come anywhere near Revenant's Toll. So, hoping to coax the Imperials out of their shells, I took the liberty of feeding them a bit of the old false intelligence, told them insurgents had designs on their stronghold. Tain't far from the truth, now I come to think of it. Any road, we should start seeing more patrols than we have up till now. What you need to do is approach one of these patrols, dressed up in your shiny tin suit, and alert him to the enemy's presence. Having done that, you'll want to lure him as near to Revenant's Toll as you can. Like as not, though, they'll be wary of Vonderon far from their own walls. If they do need a bit of extra encouragement, use this smoke signal here, filched fresh from an Imperial scout. They'll come running when they see that. And when the cavalry arrives, you hit 'em hard and make off with their Reaper, simple as that. If I ain't mistaken, there's a patrol sweeping the perimeter right now, so run along, eh? Oh, and don't forget to salute.
Okay, so I need to equip the... I need to equip the helmet. Control C? No, not C. Control I. So we need to equip the Imperial helmet and the Imperial robe. Need to go over there. The Imperial won't even help one of their own.
Carry on, soldier, Insurgents gathering to the east, you say? Judging by your description, they are well beyond the perimeter, but I will not have it said that I was remiss. You, return to the scene and keep an eye on those insurgents. Should aught go awry, use your smoke signal to call us.
Shoo, man.
I hope you don't mind my joining. Seeing as we're seizing advanced weaponry, I thought it best to be on hand. Ah, there she is. This is the place, but where is the enemy? Sir, over there. Send in the Reaper. Let us make an example of these insurgents. hitting the Reaper till it stops moving. Put down all of the foot soldiers, then concentrate on the Reaper. Keep that strength to help. Hostiles detected. Engaging. It's not easy being able to win. Did the trick. Damn it. The armor has gone into overdrive. If you value your life, stay out of its sight. At last, our very own suit of Mahitech armor. Not wishing to look a gift Chocobo in the beak, it does seem rather the worse for wear, doesn't it? Biggs, Wedge, what's your honest assessment? Wheel, there's the fact that she's smoking, of course. But looking past that, I'd say she was structurally sound. I don't like the way these legs are buckled. I hate to say this, but the servo mechanism may be damaged. Eh? But aren't those things protected by own thick armor plate? They are, yes. It's odd, the casing doesn't seem to have taken a blow. I suspect we're dealing with a faulty part. Well, whatever it is we're dealing with, we're not resting till it's fixed. Not one wink of sleep, you got that, Wedge? Oh, in-cart Chocobo. I heard that. A hall has been set aside for our use in Revenant's Toll. That's where we'll carry out the repairs. Look for us there, Joseph.
Fucking thing's limping.
The Mahitech armor? Sid and the others took it inside. Go on in and join them. We've now had time to take a closer look at the Reaper. Our preliminary diagnosis was correct, she's structurally sound, but her servo mechanism is faulty. You needn't worry, though, Biggs and Wedge will see her restored to her former glory in no time at all. Give those two something to mend, and they will think of naught else till the job's done. 'Tis a marvelous thing to behold, provided you remind them to visit the privy.
Nice. Even though that means I need to take the material off that. Ooh. Every little thing she does is Magitech.
The repairs are proceeding apace. It shouldn't be long now before Biggs and Wedge complete their work. There is, however, one small problem. As you may recall, the Machina's servo mechanism was discovered to be faulty. Wedge has subsequently ascertained that the Mahitech core which drives it is worn beyond use. Such cores are rather fragile devices which must be replaced at regular intervals. Thanks to the negligence of our Imperial colleagues, however, the one used in this Reaper was long overdue. Alas, we do not have access to a ready replacement here in Mordona. But all is not lost. Wedge thinks he may have identified an alternative solution. Go and see him, would you? He'll explain the details to you. As I believe the Chief has already informed you, the Mahitech core is worn beyond use. We need to find a replacement. I thought about having you appropriate more Reapers, but even if the Dunderhead maintenance engineers of Castrum Sentry had remembered to replace their cores, we would risk arousing Imperial suspicion. But do not despair, for I believe there is a solution: to substitute the Mahitech core with a Mammoth Heart. In case you don't know, a Mammoth Heart can be used to grant sentience to an automaton. By my reckoning, such a device should be more than capable of regulating the armor's servo mechanism. We'll just need to make some minor modifications to the housing unit. I've already placed an order for a first-rate Mammoth Heart with the Goldsmiths Guild. All that remains is for someone to go to Uda and collect it. Oh, and to pay for it. Ahem. Did I mention how much they cost? No? Well, they typically cost something in the order of, I hope you don't mind footing the bill. It's for a good cause.
Mm-hmm. Sure. East for Thanaland. Swift has an involved assignment for rodent adventure.
Yours is a welcome face, Joseph. I have a task for which one of your impeccable record would be well suited. Though perhaps campaign would be a more fitting description, given the sheer commitment this mission demands. As you are well aware, the inhabitants of Thanaland have long suffered the hostilities of the Amaliae. The Lizardmen had been quiet for a time, chastened by your victory over the Primal Ifrit. But once again the Beastmen stir. There has been a resurgence in kidnappings, and in greater numbers than before. Matters have grown so far out of hand that the local garrisons have petitioned us for reinforcements. That is why I wish you to lead an extended action against the Amaliae, and put a stop to these raids. Report to Commander Gizilbert, head of security in Little Alam Hago, and he will brief you on the details of your duty.
Go ahead and get this out of the way too.
Do be careful with those. Break anything, and I shall be forced to deduct it from your salary. Beg pardon? You have heard of the Gold Saucer? Nay? Ye gads, man, you might at least try to keep up with the times. It's only the Sultanate's newest and finest place of thrill. Did I? Ah. I thought, just...
Yeah, join the company. That's funny. Alright, let's get this cold saucer out of the way.
This is the reception.
Only one thing I like about Gold Saucer, the music. And the cactar. The Manderville Gold Saucer, Alex. That's the ball.
Welcome, honored guest, to the Manderville Gold Saucer, where your wildest dreams are ever but a card or a chocobo's beak away from coming true. Entries for the special limited time event are now closed up. We look forward to your participation in events to come. If this is your first visit, nothing would please us more than to give you a full tour of our establishment, that you might enjoy its wonders to the fullest. At the conclusion of the tour, It is our custom to offer our esteemed patrons a complimentary gift, straight from the vaults of our illustrious proprietor himself. Consider it Lord Manderville's way of personally thanking you for your patronage. Should you wish to take the tour, pray proceed to the main counter over there and speak with the receptionist. On behalf of the management, may I take this opportunity to thank you for choosing the Gold Saucer. Rest assured, my colleagues and I will spare no effort in seeing that your visit is a pleasant and profitable one. May fortune smile upon you.
At least I got the proper card game in this, the triple triad.
Welcome, traveler, to the Gold Saucer. This is the main counter, where you can purchase tickets for the mini Cackpot, acquire and redeem Manderville Gold Saucer points, and much, much more. But what in the world are Manderville Gold Saucer points, I hear you cry? A most astute question, and one which I shall be only too happy to answer. But first, if I may direct your gaze to your left. Beyond those majestic gates, you will find Chocobo Square, home to the Chocobo racing circuit. Aye, what Chocobo owner has not dreamed of pitting their fleetest bird against the realm's finest in a pulse-quickening dash for fame and fortune? Truly, it is the sport of sultans. And should you desire a more elaborate contest of strategy, you will surely find it in Minion Square, at the Lord of Verminion tables, where would-be generals pit armies of minions against one another in battles for honor and glory. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, Manderville Gold Saucer points. Put simply, MGP, as we call it for short, is the currency by which dreams are bought and sold within these halls. But my associate here beside me can tell you more, including how to go about acquiring some MGP of your very own. Pray speak with him to continue your tour. So, you're about to experience the wonders of the Gold Saucer for the first time? How I envy you. Ah, but before you venture forth, you'll want to exchange a share of your gil for MGP, a service which it is my great honor to provide. With MGP in your coin purse, you'll be able to enjoy all of the fabulous attractions we have to offer, and all of the wonderful games. If you play them with skill, you'll find your little stack of points increasing 10, 20, even 100-fold. Now that you know the fundamentals, you're ready to step out onto the floor of the Gold Saucer. Your tour will continue at Card Square to the southwest. The card trader there will be your guide. I would of course be happy to exchange some of your gil for MGP before you venture on. While my associates and I strive to leave nothing unexplained, there truly is no substitute for first-hand experience, and I heartily recommend trying your hand at our many amusements for yourself.
Well, aren't you a handsome one? Welcome to Card Square, home of the Triple Triad tables. What's Triple Triad, you ask? Why, only the mind-bending, pulse-pounding, maddeningly Moorish card game that's taken the realm by storm. But don't take my word for it, behold. Can you not feel the tension in the air? Form a hand of 5 cards and play the role of a field general sending your bravest into battle. Should you wish to learn the rules and experience the excitement for yourself, you need only ask. Start today and we'll even throw in some complimentary cards to help you on your way. You can face off against a single opponent at any time, or, if you crave an even greater test of your skills, take part in one of our regular tourneys. And believe me when I tell you, there's no feeling quite like standing triumphant on the battlefield after vanquishing all comers. A minute to learn, a lifetime to master, that's Triple Triad. Ah, but I'm getting carried away, you have a tour to finish. Wonder Square is your next destination, not that there's any hurry, of course. If you'd like to play a hand or two before you go, you need but say the word. You look lost, honey. Why don't I show you around? I've been dying for some company. Feast your eyes on Wonder Square. From gripping games and awe-inspiring attractions to the finest in fine dining and the freshest of refreshments, there's no end to the wonders housed within these halls. And let's not forget the most wondrous of them all. El Coloso, as we lovingly call our mammoth Cactua mascot, is the star of some of our most popular events. Suffice it to say, you won't want to miss them. Now, I know what you're thinking, with everything going on at the Gold Saucer, how can I ever hope to keep up? But you needn't worry, my fellow gatekeepers and I will always be on hand to see that you don't miss a thing. For the continuation of your tour, I've been instructed to direct you into the waiting arms of my colleague, the leader at the Cactpot board. She's one of our most popular girls, and once you meet her, I'm sure you'll understand why. Well, ta for now. Greetings, handsome. I've been waiting for you. I'm the leader, and I'd like to personally welcome you to Event Square. The most spacious of all the areas of the Gold Saucer, Event Square is a veritable cornucopia of pleasure and delight. Doubtless the sizable stage in the middle of the square has caught your eye. That is the scene of some of our most sensational attractions, so don't be shy about taking center stage. And after the curtain has fallen, why not try changing your life forever? At the Jumbo Cactpot, all you need is a handful of MGP and a head full of dreams. Just choose 4 numbers and cast your hopes to the heavens. You never know just when Nimia will smile down upon you. Now, as much as I've enjoyed getting to know you, I'm afraid it's time for us to part. The next and final leg of your tour takes you to Round Square. Don't think too hard about the name, darling, even I'm not sure it's supposed to make sense.
Did I already get Event Square? I did.
An open tournament is currently in session. Head to Card Square to sign up and put your triple triad talents to the test. Are you the first-time visitor I was told to expect? 1,000 welcomes to the Gold Saucer, and 1,000 welcomes to Round Square. How can a square be round, you ask? I'm not sure I understand the question. Moving on to more important matters, is that lofty peak not a sight to behold? That is Mount Coral, the main attraction here at Round Square. One of our most thrilling events pits our customers against each other in a challenge to see who can most swiftly scale its heights. I tell you, the view from the summit is a sight to behold. And that concludes your tour of the Gold Saucer. While I'm sure you're eager to start enjoying yourself, pray do not forget to return to the main counter and claim your complimentary gift.
Both Square and Minion Square. Oh. Oh, I gotta go. Yeah, right there. Okay.
Welcome back, honored guest. I trust that you've come away from the tour with a greater appreciation of all the Gold Saucer has to offer.
Yeah.
As a token of our appreciation for your patronage, it is my great pleasure to offer you a complimentary gift from the personal vaults of our esteemed proprietor. Well, knock me down with a Chocobo's tail feather. Is that a new customer I see? Ha ha. I could hardly have picked a better time to drop in for an impromptu inspection. Master Roland. Yes, this gentleman here has but this moment completed his introductory tour. Is that so? Well then, allow me to personally welcome you to the Gold Saucer. I am Roland, good sir, the fellow entrusted with overseeing the daily affairs of this fine establishment on behalf of our esteemed proprietor, a great man if ever there was one. You are an adventurer, yes? Aye, your dress and bearing told me as much. I dare say, then, that on your travels you have seen firsthand the difficulties which yet plague our nation. Witness the struggles of Alam Higo's displaced masses, and those whose homes were consumed in the fires of the calamity. The Sultanate is not unsympathetic to their plight, of course, yet how can one begin to provide succor to such countless multitudes? One man had an answer. Godbert Manderville had a dream. A dream of a house of untold wonders that would provide stable employment and lodgings to the displaced, mirth and merriment to the disconsolate, and prosperity and plenty to the Sultanate at large. To many of our patrons, the Gold Saucer is merely Erzia's foremost entertainment venue, a place to forget about their cares for the day. To me, It is one of the founding stones upon which our realm will be rebuilt, a miracle wrought by the hand of the greatest man I have ever known. Something tells me you understand that which I have told you, that you, perchance, share a similar dream. But I shall keep you no longer. The gold saucer and all its wonders await you, friend, pray enjoy them to your heart's content. Till we meet again, may the spinner's pull be ever kind.
Okay. No, not this way. We want to go. Yeah.
Beyond this door,
His name is Simcock. What the fuck?
You have attuned yourself to all the Ethernet shards in the Manderville gold saucer.
Yay. Mm-hmm. All right, we have hit a good point. We will pick this up again. Where am I? Oh, go this way. Oh god. And we will talk to that person right there next time. But until